This is the HeatPod 2 by Hydragun. It's the newest version of their infrared sauna blanket, and it delivers full body heat therapy so that you can enjoy all of the health benefits of a full-size infrared sauna at home. But how well does it work? How well is it made? And most importantly, is it worth the money that they're asking for it? All that's coming up, so be sure to stick around. Hey everybody, I'm Tim and this is Run Tall. If you're new here, welcome to the Run Tall family. I'm really glad that you are here and you found us on YouTube. Now, before I get into it too far, I do want to get a disclosure out of the way. The HeatPod 2 by Hydragun was sent to me for the purpose of review. However, no one is paying me to make the video. No one is telling me what to say. And no one from Hydragun has an opportunity to preview my thoughts before I share them with you first here on YouTube. The HeatPod 2 retails for $599 US. You could also pick up a few accessories to add to your sauna experience, including a towel insert, a pillow, and a footrest. And if at any point in time during this video, you might want to learn a little bit more about them or maybe pick one up for yourself, I'll put a link in the description below. They'll take you right to it on their product webpage, along with a discount code. That's the best part, so that you can save yourself a little bit of money. Now, while the HeatPod 2 isn't cheap, it's a pretty good investment, and it's going to save you money in the long run. For example, if you like to take advantage of the infrared therapy like I like to do, in my area it costs about $50 US per hour. So you're going to get your money back pretty quickly if you like to use this on a regular basis. And when you compare it to installing a traditional sauna in your home, for most of us, that just isn't feasible. They take up a lot of space. And even if you have all that extra room, they're really expensive and can cost thousands of dollars. Whereas the HeatPod 2, it's affordable and easy to store. When not in use, it only takes up about as much space as a sleeping bag. And you get all of the same benefits, if not more, from the infrared heat that it delivers as you get from a traditional sauna. Now, by now, most of us are familiar with infrared sauna blankets. They've become really popular over the last couple of years, and they've been featured on a number of television shows who have reported on all of the health benefits associated with this type of therapy. So let's open up the box and we'll see what all comes inside. To do that, I'm going to remove the outer sleeve, lay it down on its side, and then it opens from the end. Okay, so right on top, we have our instruction manual on how to use our new HeatPod 2. I do encourage you to read through it. There's great information on how to get the most out of your new sauna blanket, as well as how to care for it, although it is pretty simple to use. We're going to just set that aside for now. And then we also find right on top the control unit. It has a very intuitive layout. You have a wide range of temperature settings, and we'll go over that in just a minute. I'm going to set that aside as well. Then, as we remove the top piece of packaging material, we have our sauna blanket that comes in a really nice carrying case. Now, this makes it really convenient. As I mentioned, it's about the size of a sleeping bag, which makes it portable, which makes it really easy if you want to take it with you on vacation or on a business trip. As we open up the carrying case and take out our sauna blanket, it simply unfolds. The control unit plugs into the bottom of the HeatPod 2, and you can set the temperature exactly where you want it. There's no guesswork at all. The temperature ranges from 30 degrees Celsius to 85 degrees Celsius. Now, if you like your temperature in Fahrenheit, that would be 86 degrees to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 5 to 15 degrees Celsius higher, or 41 to 59 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than other sauna blankets that are on the market. You can adjust your temperature setting by 1 degree Celsius at a time. So you can fine tune and dial in your preferred temperature for a completely personalized sauna experience. Now I set mine to the max, 185 degrees Fahrenheit. It's really comfortable. It's also really hot. And I do work up a really good sweat. The other nice feature on the control unit is that it has a timer. So you can set it for as little as 5 minutes up to 60 minutes. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes for this to heat up to get to the maximum level. So when I set the timer for 60 minutes, My session lasts for about 50 minutes after reaching the temperature setting of 185 degrees. When my session's over, there's an audible beep that lets me know that the time has expired and that my 60 minutes are up. I really like that feature. Now, getting into your HeatPod 2 is easy. It just zips up like a sleeping bag. The zipper is well constructed. It's kind of an industrial feel to it with pull tabs on both sides of the zipper, and that makes it really easy to use, both when you're inside the HeatPod as well as when you're outside of it. It has a place that's cut out for your neck, which feels ergonomically correct and comfortable. So you can slide right down inside the HeatPod, and it covers up as much as your body as you want it to, just exposing or leaving out your neck and head. Now, if you like to tuck your arms inside, you can do that. And that's the way I prefer to use it because I like to get as full a body experience as possible. I find it really relaxing, especially down through my neck, shoulders, and arms. But if you don't want to do that, maybe you want to read and relax, you can leave your arms out. Then, in addition to the zipper, there are magnetic buttons located along the top of the unit that keep the HeatPod closed to retain as much of the heat that's being generated as possible. So let's talk about what you're going to want to wear. I recommend getting and using the towel insert so you can enjoy your sauna session undressed. It absorbs your sweat, keeps you really comfortable with 100% cotton waffle weave. It's lightweight and it dries 40% faster than traditional terry cloth towels do. If you decide not to get the towel insert, you're going to want to be covered. I suggest wearing some loose-fitting joggers that are all cotton without any logos, along with a cotton shirt, just to make sure you're comfortable. I personally prefer using the towel insert undressed, but wearing comfortable cotton, that works too. I also recommend picking up the pillow and the footrest. Now, this helps prevent any kind of neck strain, and it keeps the weight of the HeatPod off your toes. But if you like, and you want to use your own pillow, maybe you have a favorite one that you like to use, I suggest wrapping it with a towel so that it absorbs the sweat and not your pillow, so it doesn't get ruined. I absolutely love the HeatPod 2. It does exactly what it's intended to do. And I know when I'm using it that I'm doing something great for my body to be healthy and fit. So let's talk about build quality. The HeatPod 2, the pillow, and the footrest are all made of a sweat-resistant vegan leather material. And as with all of the Hydragun products that I have reviewed in the past, they're high quality, super durable, so they're going to last. And because they are sweat resistant and vegan leather, they're really easy to clean. All you need to do is to wipe them down with a damp towel after you've finished your session. You can also use a mild cleaning solution to wipe them off if you prefer, and both work just fine. The HeatPod 2 does have a triple protective lining, and it has advanced heat sensors to prevent it from overheating. Although it's electric and it's delivering your heat through infrared, it has zero EMF emissions. That's electromagnetic force. So if that's a concern of yours, you don't have to worry about that with the HeatPod 2. This is big enough to accommodate pretty much everyone. Dimension-wise, it's 71 inches by 74.8 inches when it's folded out. So that would be 180 centimeters by 190 centimeters, which makes it 10 centimeters taller than version 1. In order to use it, you're going to want to lay it flat on a heat-resistant surface. If you want to add a little bit of comfort to your experience, you can lay it down on top of a yoga mat or another style of exercise mat. Oftentimes these are cushioned and they'll add a little bit of comfort for you. For me, I typically lay it directly on top of my carpeted floor, and I found that to be comfortable for myself. I suggest having all of the things that you think you might need or want for the next hour while you relax laid out around you in an easy-to-reach fashion. It's a very relaxing experience, but because you're going to be sweating, chances are you're going to get thirsty. I know I do. So I like to keep a bottle of water next to me, and planning ahead can make the entire experience just that much more enjoyable. So let's talk about the controls for a second. The control unit has a power button that's located in the center of it. Just press and hold it for a second in order to power it up. You also have a timer, so you can set the timer, again, from anywhere from 5 minutes up to 60 minutes. Then you have your temperature settings here. And again, I love the fact that I have precision control over the settings by being able to increase or decrease the temperature in 1 degree Celsius increments. So I have a very personalized sauna experience. Now, you might want to start with a setting of around 150 degrees Fahrenheit, for example, and then slowly increase the temperature until you reach or find what works best for you. A quick tip, as you're adjusting the temperature, if you short press either up or down on the button, it's going to increase or decrease by that 1 degree Celsius. But if you long press it, it's going to go up by 5 degree increments. And that same holds true for the timer. If you short press the timer button, it's either going to go up a minute or down a minute. If you long press it, it's going to go up or down by 5-minute increments. Now, once you've set your timer, you're going to want to leave the control unit off the HeatPod 2. Just lay it on the floor next to you within easy reach. When your session is over, you can just unplug the controls from the HeatPod, let it set for about 15 minutes to cool down. I like to unfold my blanket, lay it out nice and flat, and use a towel to wipe it down clean. Then you can fold it back up, put it back in a storage bag, and store it in a box if you like. This is safe enough to use every day, and there are a bunch of health benefits associated with using it, including natural pain relief from conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. It aids in post-workout recovery by reducing soreness and stiffness. Anti-aging benefits through the release of heat shock proteins, which promote cell regeneration. It has many of the same effects as cardio exercise. It may help maintain muscle mass by boosting growth hormone synthesis. It also has heart health benefits, cognitive and brain benefits related to learning and memory, mental health benefits from increased endorphins and reduced cortisol that can help reduce anxiety and depression symptoms. The more frequently you use it, the more the benefits accumulate. In addition to all of those health benefits I just mentioned, it's a great way just to relax and relieve the tensions of the day. For someone like myself, I often have a little bit of trouble getting a good night's sleep. If I use it about 90 minutes before I go to bed, it helps me to relax so I can get a better night's sleep. Overall, if you're looking for an infrared sauna blanket, I think the HeatPod 2 by Hydragun is definitely worth your consideration. It's well built. You have precision control over your temperature settings all the way from 86 degrees Fahrenheit up to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. And again, if you like your temperature this time in Celsius, that would be 30 degrees Celsius up to 85 degrees Celsius. I love the controls. I love the fact that you have a timer and an audible beep that lets you know when your session has ended. It's great for taking care of muscle aches and pains and boosting your immune system. So overall, yes, I think it's worth the money that they're asking for it. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Run Tall with Tim.